What up, everybody? It's your girl Angie, aka Angie's World. I missed y'all. I am back with another episode, and today I have a special guest in the building. All right, I gotta give you your proper introduction. All right, he's the brother of RAZ B. He has a consultant agency called JMC Management Group. All right, he's the host of Ricky Romance No Filter on iHeartRadio. He's also a YouTuber. His name is Ricky Romance. What up, Ricky? How you doing?
Yo, what's up, Angie? I appreciate you for having me on your podcast.
Yes.
This is really, really nice. I feel like, we can really talk about some shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yo, I've been trying to get him. We've been trying to do this for like maybe about 2 weeks already. So now we finally getting it done. We locked and loaded. We was actually supposed to do it earlier in the week, but y'all, I woke up with like a sty in my eye. My damn eye was shut, and I say, "Yo, Ricky, I'm not getting on camera looking like this."
Damn well her ass was nervous to get on this damn in this interview with me. She was nervous.
Whatever, never nervous. So my eye was shut. So I said, yo, I can't. I said, I gotta wait. So now we finally getting it done. He's tapping all the way in from Cali. You know what I'm saying? He got his nice bud rolled up. And he's ready to get it popping. So yeah, definitely, guys, sit back, relax, get your drink, get your smoke, get your tea, get your coffee, whatever it is you drink, and we're gonna kick it today, Ricky. All right, so I know a little bit about you, but my audience might not know. So I'm gonna ask you some preliminary questions, just a little bit. Where are you originally from? Because I know you tapping in from Cali. Are you originally born and raised in California?
I am originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm Midwest, East Coast with it,
All right.
My blood. But I was 4 years old when me and my mom moved to California with my brother RAZ B. He wasn't even 1 year. He wasn't a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, I'm a California West Side, West Coast beach baby.
I could definitely hear the West Coast in your voice too. West Coast. So y'all moved out here when y'all was how old? So are you older or RAZ B?
I'm big bro.
Okay, how many years older are you than him?
3.5.
Oh, okay. So you was a little bit older, and he was like a baby when y'all came. So yeah, I mean, you've been in Cali so long. You were born in Cleveland, Ohio, but you was raised in California. So you a Cali dude.
I'm a Cali nigga all day.
So tell me a little bit about y'all, like when y'all was growing up. Did y'all always, so I know RAZ, he sings, he dances, obviously, he was at the forefront, so we're able to see like him and what he does. How about you? Were you like him too? Did you like singing and dancing, producing? Yeah, what was your
before he was in a group, we were in a group together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, word?
Yeah, and then before we were in a group together with two other brothers, it was just me and him performing together as brothers too.
Oh, that's what's up. So y'all were doing like
he was Lover Boy and I was Romance.
So who named you Ricky Romance? How you get that name?
I mean, Ricky's my name, and then the Romance. I started calling myself Romance. That was my talent name that I was going by when I started doing talent shows with my brother.
That's dope.
Some people will call me Romance, and some people will call me Ricky, and I was like, I need to bring this shit together, and so that's how we got Ricky Romance.
I love that.
The name fitted a lot because, I was a lover boy. I was a cornball ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Corny as a motherfucker. Always, buying gifts and tricking and being nice. And I realized that back in that time, when in the early 2000s, being nice, that was looked at as being weak. You know what I'm saying?
People would call you a simp.
Man, I was simping like a motherfucker. But it's nothing to matter. It's nothing to matter with being a simp, you know what I mean? If it's for a girl that you like, you know what I mean? But
absolutely. I think we get it messed up in this day and age. I think that men that respect women, that love women, that are nice to women, that treat women with respect. Sometimes, men that they call them simps, but I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a simp at all. I think that you was on the right type of time. You just didn't have the right type of girl. That's all it was. But you live and you learn.
You do. That you
Absolutely.
do. I'm learning every day.
And how? So you were Ricky Romance, and your brother was what was his name back in the day? Was it always RAZ B?
No, it was Lover Boy.
How did he get? How did he go from Lover Boy to RAZ B? How did that happen?
Well, his voice.
Oh, okay, it's like raspy, like a raspy. Okay, I know that back in the
He
day.
went for he was Lover Boy up until the time he became RAZ B.
Okay, I got you. So then his name changed when he came into the group. Okay, so y'all was doing talent shows and stuff. Do you sing?
I do.
Listen, maybe before the end of the show, I'm not going to ask him to sing while he's, blowing it down.
But you want me
But
to know?
huh? Go ahead, go ahead.
You want me to hit a little note?
Yeah. Do you need a little water first? Drink a little juice first, y'all.
Man, I ain't been singing. I still got a little something deep down inside of me.
Go ahead, hit a little something.
Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name. Girl, come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name.
Yes, get it.
I got a little something deep down inside of me still,
Yo, let me find out. So is it safe to say that one of your, inspirations growing up that you guys would perform at talent shows was Jodeci?
Jodeci is definitely my favorite group. Jodeci is my Jackson 5.
Mine too.
Absolutely. Shout out to Fonte. What up, man?
So tell me, all right, so y'all in the talent shows and stuff, you guys are doing your thing. How exactly did the group form, the B2K group? Because in my generation, before B2K, because when B2K came out and I was introduced to your, to your brother, Omarion, J Bug and all them, Lil Fizz, my generation was more immature. So it was like Marcus Houston and them. That was like our B2K. But when B2K came, it was just like, oh shit, this is like immature, recreated. It's like giving me those vibes. So how did that all come about with that group?
That was the energy. My cousin Chris Stokes, he's the management, he was the management at the time. That's kind of like what he was trying to recreate. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he did that on steroids. So
that's a fact. And can I ask you how oh yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you. There's like a little mute button. Do you see it? Where it shows you like the microphone, the camera and stuff. When you get ready to cough, just hit that mute button. If you got a cough. Yeah, there we go. Listen, y'all, it's real in the field. You still on mute though. You could just hit it again when you're ready. He's smoking that loud from Cali. You still on mute though, Ricky. You got to click it again to come off mute.
No.
All right, there we go. We don't want to kill. We don't want to kill their ears. You know what I mean? The truck drivers that's listening to us.
Hey, your boy be getting his huff and puff on.
That's a fact. So let me ask you a question. So once that group, was formed and stuff, can I ask you why you weren't in it, or were you in it in the beginning and then it didn't work out, or what was your role exactly in the group?
Well, my role, it was actually out of me, Ray J, and Brandon Adams.
Oh wow!
Brandon Adams, for those that don't know, he played as Michael Jackson in Moonwalker.
Oh wow! Okay.
Michael Jackson. He went on to do Polly with Keisha Knight Plumbing. He did Mighty Ducks, all the Mighty Ducks, People Under the Stairs, and a lot of the black shows. That was one of my first celebrity friends, Brandon Adams, actually. But yeah, it was out of us three to replace Don, the Filipino kid.
I barely remember him.
Well, he was in the first round Immature, and then they did House Party 3, and then his mother took him out.
Oh, I remember him from Immature. Yes. I thought you meant from like B2K. I remember him in Immature.
Yeah, so I replaced him. I ended up doing a few shows. I probably did like 3 shows before it just ended.
Oh, so you was with Immature for a little while.
I was one of the original members of Immature before Marcus Houston.
Oh, that's so lit. That's a fun fact, y'all. Look at
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
Okay.
Along with Romeo. Romeo's original member.
I remember Romeo. He was my favorite, you know, because
he's still, you know, he rode the wave the whole way, and he's still fucking with my cousin.
All the girls.
Marcus. What people don't know is Marcus Houston came to Immature last, just like Omarion came to B2K last.
Yeah, because everyone would think
I've been around to see all of this happen.
Yeah, because everyone would think because Marcus Houston was the lead, everyone probably thought he was like the Beyonce, the first one in the group or something like that. That's so interesting.
The first members was Imani and Tyrone.
Okay.
And Romeo.
Okay.
That was the first members of Immature.
Yeah.
And then when Tyrone and Imani disappeared out the situation, it was just Romeo, and then he got put with Marcus and Don, the Filipino kid.
Okay, I remember that.
Filipino kid got taken out the group. Then that's when I got inserted.
Okay.
That was before the Playtime Is Over album. So which had the hit song "I Will Never Lie" on it. I sang 2 songs on that album.
Again, that's my shit. Okay. Look, guys, fun fact. I purposely didn't want to, although I did, you know, research. I purposely didn't want to talk to him too much, y'all, before the interview because I wanted him to tell y'all everything. And that's a fun fact. So you were actively with Immature. So that's probably why you weren't in B2K because they had already formed. I'm assuming.
Well, my story with my Immature story is pretty wild. But
we got time.
My brother, he you know, was B2K. That group was specifically put together, you know what I'm saying, you know, around him.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the boys, they all individually had talent. They obviously was all on musical journeys individually, but you know, my cousin was the manager, you know. He was a producer. He made the deal happen. You know what I mean? So,
right.
You know, everything, you know, we were pretty much boring around this shit. And, you know, we had more experience and been around it than all of the boys.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Especially, yeah. So that's so interesting. So you was in Immature and then B2K, what does that stand for? Brothers 2000?
Millennium.
Boys of the New Millennium. I like that because 2K. Yeah, I remember I was actually in college in the dorms when they came out. So, you know, all the college girls used to go crazy and the high school girls. That was definitely the
crazy time.
Huh?
That was a crazy time in my life.
Absolutely. So do you also produce music or do you still sing? Like, what are you doing?
I'm working on some stuff. You know, so I'm sitting right here working on some stuff right now.
That's what's up. Y'all, all his stuff is going to be in the description. So don't worry. His podcast is going to be in there. His YouTube is going to be in there. His Instagram's going to be in there. Y'all going to be locked and loaded with everything Ricky Romance. All right. So don't worry about that. This is what I wanted to ask you. Tell me a little bit about what it was like at the height of B2K. They had tons of groupies. Do you have any wild stories from that time?
Yeah, tons of groupies. Oh my God. I mean, the tour with life was crazy. I mean, I remember this one girl in South Carolina. Her name was Sam. I'm not gonna say her full name, so
okay, it's okay.
Even saying that was enough, but she
what'd she do? Tell us.
It was my first experience of a girl showing up to a concert with no panties on. And
she was ready.
She clearly came for one of the boys, but I clearly intercepted. Yeah, I mean, and man, that was one of the most special nights. Seriously, we had a night. I remember we was out there for a show in South Carolina, and the hotel where we were staying, you know, I left her room key. She slid up. Man, we had a passionate night. Like, And I remember getting a phone call. Like everybody was like, "Yo, Ricky, where you at?" Like we're all on the bus. We're leaving. We're going to the next city.
And you laid up.
I looked out the window and I seen the bus. And I looked down and I seen the bus. And I turned around. I was sad. I gave her a hug and a kiss and shit. And I ran down the stairs or whatever. And I got on the tour bus. And I remember getting on the bus and everybody's already on the bus, all comfortable and ready to go. And it was already like the driver was already bus was started. This is a big ass Prevost, you know what I mean, with beds on it and shit. And I remember hopping on the bus and looking up in the window and looking up and looking, and she was looking down, waving at me, and that was the first and last time that we ever, you know what I mean? It was a great experience. But then I had another experience like that in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? With this girl. It was a pastor's daughter.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? And you know, so that was another. So yeah, it was a lot of those nights in, you know, each state.
Absolutely.
Like it was at least like a good night. Like it was like a night like that. Maybe not every state, but if we went to 28 states, you can bet at least 10 of them. You know, I had somebody that was there that was waiting for me. So it was interesting.
That's a fact, because y'all had just women at y'all fingertips.
I mean, I was just a brother, you know what I mean? But I mean, the abundance of blessings overflowed.
But listen, even the girls that were there for B2K, if their older sisters knew Immature, they knew you from there. And then the ones, and they were like, okay. And then listen, you look a lot like your brother, so they probably were like,
well, yeah, a lot of them knew me for being around, like, you know. So then even on the tour, a lot of them had seen me. They saw me in the IMX video, my first time.
Yeah,
first time they saw me in the video and shit.
And then you can sing too, so it ain't like you can't serenade her anyway. You talented. Right. Like, nice. If you really wanted to put the romance on, Ricky Romance could turn it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can turn it on. I can turn it off. But
that's what's up.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, I was helping interview PD Crack on Clubhouse, and I asked him the same question, like, without getting too graphic, because you know PD Crack was with State Property, Rockefeller, and all that. Oh, yeah. I'm like,
yeah, they shit was hitting different.
I said, listen,
without rapper shit.
I'm like, without getting too graphic, tell us one of your most wild groupie stories. And he said, he didn't say one because it was kind of graphic, but he was saying that he would remember like this specific group of girls that would literally follow them from state to state, like follow their tour bus in the car, like jump in the car, follow them from state to state.
Yeah. It was a couple. It's a couple like that.
Listen,
we had a good time. I mean, man, this last tour, this Millennium Tour, whew, that was crazy.
Tell me a little bit about that. When exactly was that?
It was the first Millennium Tour. It was 2019.
2019, and it was y'all. Bow Wow was on that.
No, he wasn't on until the next year, the following year.
Okay, Chris Brown was with y'all?
No. He did come out. He did come out on the stage though, at the tour though, for one of the shows, I believe.
So it was just y'all with the Millennium Tour?
B2K, Pretty Ricky. Mario.
Oh yes, Pretty Ricky. Yes, okay.
Pretty Ricky, Mario, Yin Yang Twins, Bobby Valentino, and Chingy.
Oh, that's a vibe. That's definitely a 2000s vibe. Oh yeah, shout out to Lloyd. That's definitely
that nigga Lloyd come through. He gonna come through and do his thing. Hey, Mario always been a beast. So.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. Shout out to Mario on Versus. He had to remind y'all what he could do.
Been a fucking beast. Even when we was on Scream Tour way back when. I remember when the tour was over. At the end of the tour, we had a water fight, with a water balloon fight. Yeah, I knew that guy. The way he stood his own, I was like, this dude.
Yeah, because that was the first tour that y'all had, the Scream Tour. That was that was back when that was like the height. That was when Bow Wow was running 106. Bow Wow was on that, right?
Bow Wow was running, yeah.
He was running 106 in Park at the time. And then he had a bunch of records on the top, on the charts and stuff like that. That had to be like How did y'all, let me ask you this question. Being so young, growing up into the music industry and, being thrown into the spotlight and having, the fame and the girls and all that kind of stuff. How did you keep your sanity? How did you keep
Well, my sanity was easy. It wasn't me. It was my brother who was really on the front line. I was just on the sidelines, but you know what I'm saying. So it wasn't. I didn't feel it to the magnitude of the way he felt it, but you know what I mean. So it wasn't really hard for me to deal with. You know what I mean. The only thing that was crazy was just like I was a young Mac. You feel me? So I used to meet a lot of girls and shit on Crenshaw. You know what I mean? We used to call it Crenshaw Macking.
okay,
I used to meet a lot of girls.
Cali shit.
Cali shit. You feel me? Where we drive up and down Crenshaw. We'll park at the Rouse parking lot down on Imperial. Then we drive back down Crenshaw and park at the other one down on like Rodeo. It was crazy. You know what I mean?
It was a good time.
But we would meet girls and stuff like that. And then, I would go hang out with them and go over to their cribs. And it'd be crazy because when I get in a room, I see a fucking poster of my fucking brother on the wall. And that shit was like spooky. And I was like thinking to myself, like, did they know?
Yeah.
That was my brother?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I never really had the approach. I never really used the approach to where I told girls, oh, RAZ B's my brother.
Yeah.
I never seen that as no benefit.
Right.
I always seen that as a real nigga. I'm gonna be like, nigga be like, RAZ B, your brother, be like, nigga. You know what I mean? Like me, like if that was a nigga telling me, I'd be like, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fuck, my nigga, that's your brother. Nigga. Good for you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, why you telling me? Like, not on no hater shit, but I don't care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get to think about all this shit on the internet and shit like that. You feel me? And I'm like, hold on. You feel me? So, I don't go around and I don't drop names and shit like that. I think it's really beyond the point where I even have to drop names. I think people already know what it is, though, in terms of my affiliations and shit. Who's fucking with me and who I ain't fucking with, or who ain't fucking with me, or who I'm not fucking with. You know what I mean?
And sometimes, it's hard because growing up, you probably was like, damn, is this girl messing with me because of, my family and who they are? Or does she really like me? Or maybe friends of yours. It's kind of hard to see like who's real and who's not when people are chasing clout. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of easy to tell.
And how so?
It's kind of easy to tell. If you got a woman that's not trying to be in the industry, then you got something genuine. But if you got a woman, you're in the industry already, and she's trying to be in the industry, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So that's why the whole thing about the opposites attract, I think, is like, that's pretty fucking cool how the whole opposite attract thing, because you know what I mean? Like, you want to leave, like, I want to leave the industry shit in the street, but I can't when I come home because it's, you know what I mean? It's, I got multiple projects that I work on.
Right.
Multiple artists, so.
But sometimes it's good to have a partner that can understand you on the creative side. Like if they do work in entertainment, whether they're doing maybe, I guess if they are a creator like you, but maybe in a different realm, not trying to get on to be like a singer or a dancer or use you for clout, that could kind of be cool to have somebody that you could that could understand and bounce off ideas and just be creative and stuff. I guess that would be cool too, don't you think? Or you don't think so? You'd rather just date like Sally that works at the medical reception office. That's like your bag right there.
Honestly, Sally's probably really good with her hands. She's used to nurturing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sally's a nurse.
I hear you. I hear you.
It wouldn't help to have a nurse at home. Make sure I'm taking all my vitamins.
I hear you. Sally's, anybody named Sally that's a nurse, holla at Ricky Romance. His stuff is going to be in the description, y'all.
No. I'm dating somebody right now.
Oh, okay. Shout out to that special person. I didn't know, y'all. You see, I'm learning him as we go along. I didn't know, but shout out to Ricky's boo for sure. All right, so moving on.
Hey, what you know about that poly life, though?
I don't know anything, but you can tell me. Tell me about that though. Time out. Let's back up a little bit because I'm about to ask you some questions. All right. So explain the
I'm
poly.
learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. I really don't know anything about it. I
What
just
made you want to get involved in the poly life? Is it because you want having two girlfriends that know about each other seems like better for you because you could just have sex with two girls?
no. But you know what? I did think of it. I did think like I'm like, well, if a man chooses to want to go out and try something else, there's really nothing else to go out and try if you already got another. If you already got two different flavors.
Mm.
I don't know. That sounds kind of
I'm not
stupid.
judging. I'm not
It sounds
judging.
stupid. It sounds like a. It sounds like a reason that I'm. It sounds like me. It sounds like me making an excuse and justifying. It doesn't sound legitimate enough to base everything on. I mean, I I just think that I just think it's cool because I just that it's a bigger unit than two. I think I don't know. I'm not into traditional stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what caught my attention. You know, the traditional marriage shit. That shit is kind of corny to me.
So with
I'm
that,
be
do you
honest.
think so with that,
So
do you think if you were in a relationship and just she was open to having threesomes, do you think you would do that as opposed to being in a poly relationship or you want to be in like
no,
a full
I would
blown?
nah. Well, nah. Well, I never did that before, so I'm definitely open to it. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm definitely open to it, but I would prefer probably the poly relationship. I don't know. I've been looking, following, and just watching, and it seems like pretty cool. Just that they have that, just the understanding that they have. You know what I mean? It's like they're their own village. You
I
know,
need yeah, I'm gonna have you know what?
where
I'll
two
have
or more
you
gathered, like that's the church.
listen, I'm gonna actually interview somebody that's poly real soon. So I'm a recruit you so you could come on with me and be like a guest host, being that you're interested in the poly life. I'm gonna
Okay.
have somebody that's poly on here. I've been talking to her to get her on the show. Actually, two girls that live the life. So it'll be
The fuck?
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah, because when you have all the information, you can make educated. You can make an educated decision.
I don't know how they do it because me personally, I'm too jealous. There's absolutely no way. I had a guy who
I
was
think it keeps a man. I think it keeps. I think it keeps him. I think it keeps the king on his toes.
mm, to be able to
You know
provide
what I
for
mean?
two women.
Yeah, because one is enough. The fuck?
I don't know how y'all do
The
it.
fuck?
There was a guy a couple years ago that he
Of
was
course, the
involved.
finances got. Of course, the finances got to be right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely having
You
two
know what I mean? It's got to be
girlfriends.
a. Then, because then if it is, then it's like this. Now you got a triangle.
Yeah, shout out to y'all that's into that. Could not be me. I don't know because I had a guy that was a poly, like he was in a poly relationship, and he was trying to get me to date him, and he was practicing that, and I was like, I'm not interested. No thanks. He's like, my partner, she's 100% aware of it, and she's okay with it, and I was just like, thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
But to each his own, though. So
Right.
you
Right. Right.
got to give us an update on the poly situation for yourself. Is your
Yeah.
girl down for it? Did she say she'd be with it?
The thing is
Or she
this.
don't know yet? You can tell her.
No. I mentioned it to her before, but the thing is this. It doesn't matter if this is what I want to do. She got to be down with it, or I don't
Oh
know
Lord.
if this thing is gonna work. So I haven't fully made a decision. I'm just saying that I've been, I've been thinking.
I've been thinking. So we gonna see. You're gonna give us an update on
I
how that's
will.
going. When we do the poly episode, you could give us an update on how that is for you.
For sure.
All right, so we're just gonna jump into this real quick, y'all. Ricky is unfiltered. He said, Angie, you can ask me anything you want. I'm unfiltered. I'll talk about anything. So we're gonna touch on this a little bit. He said, give it to me, Angie. All right. So how was that when those allegations came out about your cousin and just dealing with that in the media and having your brother, come out and address this topic that is so like hard for, men to speak about and black men. you know what I'm saying, and having to kind of speak about that and other
Well,
people that were involved and stuff. How was that for you?
it was embarrassing. It was humiliating. But then it also began to be feel it began to feel cool because I started becoming noticed, popular, and famous. So the at the same time, while that was going on, I even lost myself and enjoyed the attention a little bit too much, maybe.
How do you feel? In what way? It, you know, people might not know. So forgive me if I'm asking, like, if I'm prying a little bit, just let me know.
No,
But
it's good. It's good.
in what way do you feel like it made you more famous? Was it because you spoke out against it?
Yeah, because it's a lot of people that feel the same way that me and my brother feel, and I got a lot of emails from a lot of fans all over the world that was just saying like thank you,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you know
Anybody.
they was just like thank you. They was like man, and then they started to pour out their hearts and they started to tell me their stories, and it's a lot more people that have been molested that choose not to talk about it in the world.
Oh, absolutely, all the time.
I'd probably say about 70% of the world has been molested
I think so too.
by their friends and family and
Yep,
people around them.
absolutely. Whether in school, it could happen with friends in school.
Yeah, so I think they put too much target on certain people, and it's just a general. It's a bigger problem.
Yeah. I think that the situation that happened with your family and your brother, I think it woke up a bigger conversation for, like, other people to come out and speak about it, like Tyler Perry speaking about it, and now Tyler Perry and Oprah are going to do a special on this.
That's true, but we still never got our. Me and my brother still never got our opportunity.
Yeah.
We
Can I
still
ask
got
you?
our opportunity to fully, properly tell our story on a proper stage. You know what I'm saying? It's all this YouTube shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can share as much as you want now. I'm not Oprah, but if it makes you feel better and you want to get your story out there, by all means, tell me anything, because
We kicking it.
I'm treading lightly. I don't want to be too much, asking you and in your business, but
I ain't
if it's
scared.
something.
I ain't scared. If you
He
got something
told
you
me,
want
he
to
said,
ask
ask me anything, Angie, but I also want to have
me,
respect. But can I
that's cool.
ask
If
you
I don't
this?
like the question, I'm just gonna tell you, no comment.
And we could always edit it out, don't worry. Can I ask you, did anything ever happen to you personally with this individual?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It started with me. I took the behavior back to my brother. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, I showed him. You know what I mean? I showed him how to jack off.
Things you were learning from
Shit
this.
that I learned from Chris.
Right. I see.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So then in my brother's mind, so then I could see how, you know what I mean? So then in all reality, while Chris did all this, Chris did some really, him and Marcus, they did some horrible ass shit. Me, what I did was I showed them. So maybe I'd have to take responsibility for maybe even being responsible for even opening them up like that. You know what I mean? But I was a kid though myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm
You were a
saying?
kid.
So like, I had to be 12, or 13 or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
11.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? While my brother, it was like, you know what I mean?
You guys were minors, so you don't
Yeah.
have
So
to. Yeah.
you know what I mean? We, all the little shit, humping each other, getting on top of each other, all that little fucking, all the little gay shit. You know what I'm saying? I did all that shit as a kid.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of
Right.
kids did it. I mean, like, they don't
Right.
talk about it, but I did. You
Absolutely,
know?
because you guys were learning it from somewhere, an
Yeah,
adult.
yeah. Well, the behavior was coming from me. I showed my brother. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And, and then he was pretty much already damn near. It feels like he was damn near already basically primed already by the time he got to Chris. You know what I'm saying? Because what Chris showed me I'm the one that bought when I'm the one that Chris painted a picture in my head. You know what I mean, of Disneyland at his house. So I'm going to my brother like, hey man, we can be in the group over here and do this at cousin Chris's house, and I painted a picture for that my brother, that made him want to go over there. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, he was there, and then I went to jail or whatever. Some shit happened. I think I went to jail, and he was there, and Chris and Marcus, they made their move on him.
How about
it went to a whole nother level? You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you think this was happening to other members of Immature or B2K, or it was just you, Mark?
For sure. I know it was. Absolutely.
But, I just want to say, first of all, I commend you and also your brother for, being brave enough to talk about your story and things that you guys, and being so open and vulnerable and speaking about things that you guys endured as a child, and being able to get your story out there, because there's so many people that go through it continuously growing up and they don't talk about it. And that's something that they would bury so far deep inside of them that they would never even speak about it. And the fact that you guys are speaking about it gives other people a voice, kind of like what the Me Too movement did for women. You guys are doing this for men.
No disrespect to anybody else, but if you check the records and you check the years and everything, we are the first Me Too. Me and my brother. We are we're the first to bring the media storm on this Me Too shit. We're the first.
Yes, absolutely. So
within the urban community
absolutely.
So, you had a problem with Ricky Martin or Menudo and them, or
I heard about that.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's something that, I mean, like I said, you being so vulnerable and just having that I guess, I don't want to say, what's the word? It's not confidence, but I would just say the bravery, just having the courage to just even talk about this is definitely going to help a lot of people. And you guys never let what you guys endured in the past.
I've been doing it for a long time. I've been telling this story for a long time. It's the same story.
Would you ever write a book?
I have. I just need help. I'm at the point now to where I wrote everything. Now I just need an editor, a real book author that's a real New York Times bestseller to come in and take it from what I've done and then put that go ahead and put the edit on it. You know what I'm saying? And make it make sense, make it flow.
Absolutely.
I'm not a, you know what I mean? I'm not a professional book writer, but I have the story, I have the whole. It's ready to go.
Absolutely. So, of course, Marcus Houston denies it. Chris Stokes denies it. What is the relationship like now? Like, do you guys
it's still the same. It's still fuck Chris Stokes. It's still fuck Marcus Houston. It's the same shit.
Absolutely. Okay. And now, is Chris in jail for what happened, or is he?
Nah.
Okay. Because it's almost like a him versus you guys kind of thing. His word versus you guys.
You know how that shit go.
Absolutely. But I would not give up on, telling your story and getting the word out there.
That's all I can do at this point.
And try to get as many people as you can, you know what I'm saying, that identify with you and that you can help, because it's so important to speak about this, because shining a light on this, the same way the Me Too movement was shining the light on what was happening behind the scenes to women from these Hollywood executives. You take minors and then you have somebody with power and you put that in together. The person with power could pretty much get the minors to do whatever it is they want to do. So whether it was what was happening with you guys with Chris Stokes, or whether it was happening with Harry Weinstein and all of the young women that felt like they had to do these things in order to get a job. It puts the light on that. And I would keep telling your story and keep shedding light on that until you guys get what you guys deserve. Period. There's so many victims out there that, that can't tell their story, and you guys, you guys are. So, shout out and salute to you. And if there's any book editors or anybody that has published books that want to link up with Ricky, he's definitely in the works of writing a book. Hit him up. His stuff is definitely going to be in the description.
Yeah.
Yep, make sure. And then for the audio, I'm going to have all his stuff linked in the description. So if you're listening from Spotify or Apple, you could click on the link. If you know any book editors. I have a friend actually that published a book. I'll talk to him and I'll try to link you guys together and see because he put it out on Amazon. So maybe he could give you some pointers on how you can get it out there and stuff like that. So
I'm not worried about as far as the part of getting it out there. It's more of the editing side of things.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
Well,
he did the whole thing with like an editor. Like he didn't just put anything out there. Like he's pretty much known. So yeah, absolutely. I definitely link you guys together. I didn't want to talk too much about this. I don't want to bring it down. Is there anything else you want to share about this situation before we move on? I just want to touch on, where you were today with that relationship and how you felt about just some things that came out, which I thought was recently, but it was really like 2 years ago. So that's my bad. I'll edit the beginning part of that.
I mean, this shit is never going to go away.
Yeah. So. And it shouldn't. It's not something you should sweep under the rug. I've been a victim of it. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I can speak about that, a little bit more on my podcast at a different time. Plenty of my friends have been a victim of that. So yeah, I get it. Trust me and believe. I get it. I was raised in the New York City foster care system. So a lot happened to me that I don't talk about, but trust and believe. I understand. You understand where you're coming
from. I've been in the foster care. I've been in all that whole system too.
And you know how that is. They definitely ain't watching out for the safety of the kids in foster care, especially in them group homes. And them kids be getting together in them rooms and or you be in foster homes with strangers. You don't know what's going on with these kids. So there's definitely, a lot of that happening. So that's a fact. So I get it. Tell your story and keep telling it as much as you want. And if you want to use my platform, it's here for you.
Keep on telling my story.
Absolutely.
Right here on Angie's World.
Angie's World Podcast. Telling you. All right, we're gonna pivot from that. We're gonna go into. I want to ask you, what would your advice be to any up and coming singers or artists or people that's trying to get in the game? What would your advice be? Because you came from the school of practicing, talent shows, dancing, working. What advice would you give any new and upcoming artists? In this day and age, whether it has to do with deals, signing deals, or their music.
I would say don't wait for an opportunity. You create the opportunity for yourself.
I love that.
Learn the skill that it takes to do what it is that you need done.
I love that. Absolutely.
So you got to wear 4 different hats, and you got to wear 4 different hats.
That's the truth. Because I'm a little producer on my podcast. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, let me put his little Instagram up. Y'all, I'm bugging out. Let me get Ricky's Instagram up here so y'all could go follow him. Where is he at? He's at Official Ricky Romance Live, y'all. Make sure y'all follow him there, yo. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/Angie's World. Make sure y'all follow the podcast. All Ricky's stuff is going to be in the description. We gonna go into a few hot topics and then a game. But before we go into the hot topics, let's talk about Clubhouse a little bit. You just got on Clubhouse recently, and I met you there, for a few weeks already. We've been hanging out in the same rooms and stuff like that. Tell me what your thoughts is on Clubhouse, because you came kind of late. Clubhouse is like a different world now than it was back in 2020.
Okay, when I was first introduced to Clubhouse, I got an invite and it was private. And I went in the room a couple of times. That was a few years ago, and I never messed with it. So I just recently came back on the app, and it's just totally different. It's not the same at all.
Yeah.
back then it was just like very, very, very exclusive.
Yes,
Really
invite
just
only.
like yeah, it was just like the who's who.
Yeah, that's when I joined. It was invite only. I was
Yeah,
like, I need that invite.
yeah. I got a bunch of regular people on there that's blended in there with the real people, and it's a lot of confusion. So I feel like Clubhouse need to work on their features and stuff like that. I feel like they need to come up with a verification system for certain people.
Absolutely. I
To
think
where it
so too.
be like, you know, yeah. I think they should do a verification type thing with the blue check or some shit.
Yeah, I think so too, because we in a state right now
Because
where doxing is at an all-time
yeah,
high.
these people was talking crazy and they doxing you. Is I just learned about that. So I'm just
Yep.
like, okay, that's what's going on. Okay, that's fine. They can dox me all they want to. I ain't got shit to hide.
He's like, I ain't got no secrets. Y'all know all my business. Shit.
And like they can come pull up.
Right.
They gonna get a nice greeting.
Don't go pull up to Ricky. Do yourself a favor and don't pull up to Ricky's house. Please don't do that to yourself.
Cool. It's cool.
Yo, it's so crazy because I be trying. Yo, I'm telling you, I be trying to like, people be like, oh, Angie, why don't you bring your podcast to Clubhouse? No, thank you. I like Clubhouse for what it is, but I ain't trying to be no content creator on Clubhouse because as soon as you do that and you get some sort of popularity, the Doxianas is coming for you. Now, all of a sudden, everybody.
I don't care about that shit. I don't care about that. I'm on some positive shit. So, if I ever do a room on Clubhouse, what I mean, it's always gonna be about networking, some good
Absolutely.
It's gonna be sexy, it's gonna be fly. People getting bumped out the room immediately for any type of disrespect. And
that's a fact.
In my world, I'm right and you're wrong. That's it. Even if I'm in real life, if I'm wrong, in real life I'm wrong. But in my world, and in my role, what I say is what goes.
But you pretty chill on Clubhouse. You don't really, do too much. Shout out to Duce.
Yeah, I be chilling. I be chilling like a motherfucker. I ain't, I'm just.
You be chilling. Shout out to Duce because that's how I met you. Duce did an interview with you. Shout out to Club Duce on Clubhouse. Go follow Duce and check out the interview that Duce did with Ricky. He got one up there. So make sure y'all check that out too.
Club Duce, yep, that's my guy. Man, we got some real special shit coming and yeah, that's my guy. Really, shout out to him. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tiffany. Shout out to Stevie.
Stevie! Shout out to Honey.
Yeah, shout out to Honey.
Honey Shakur in the building.
Yep, man. Just shout out to everybody.
Shout out to the gang.
Everybody who I came across, in the hallways or, if you see my name or whatever, you know what I mean? Tap in, it's all love, all positivity and shit. Angie, she know what time it is.
Yes. Give us your Clubhouse name. It's going to be in the description too.
Clubhouse name is Ricky Romance.
At Ricky Romance.
I think it's Ricky.Romance or some shit like that. But
I'm going to put it in the description too. His Clubhouse is Instagram and everything. Before we go into a few hot topics and then the game, because I'm not going to keep you here all night, tell me a little bit about what you got going on now and what you're excited for. Tell me about the show that you have on iHeartRadio, the Ricky Romance No Filter podcast. Tell me just about your podcast and what you got going on with iHeartRadio too.
Well, I took my show, my podcast. Well, my podcast has been around for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I started out just doing it, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
And I took a break for a while, and I got an opportunity. I got an opportunity to go ahead and get my podcast, with iHeart.
Yep.
And so here I am. And so now I'm getting back in the saddle, creating new, fresh content.
I love it.
About to do my thing. I'm also working with a radio station, and which is a iHeart radio station, and I'm going to make that announcement soon.
Yes.
So yeah, as a program director of the radio station, allows me an opportunity to give flowers to different people I feel have some great content, by rewarding them with their own show on the network. So it's pretty exciting to be able to help people around me.
I love that.
Be able to have a voice, and yeah, it's amazing.
I'm excited. I'm gonna be doing some stuff with Ricky too. I'm gonna be on his podcast, so make sure you check me out on his podcast.
Oh yeah, we locked in. Yeah, you feel me? We locked in. I've also got some TV stuff going on. I heard some people told me, I heard some things going around. Some people was like, yo, I don't know about this Ricky dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he is who he say he is. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always, I see what time it is already with this clubhouse shit. I was like, ain't nobody got time for y'all.
Right.
Ain't nobody time for this bullshit.
Just you gotta focus on yourself and the things that you got going on.
Man, just go to the iHeart app. You know what I'm saying? Type in Ricky Romance No Filter. Check out the new content that's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming. So y'all stay locked in over these next few weeks.
But in the meantime, in between time, they can check out Ricky Unfiltered, your podcast on Spotify and Apple. That's already in motion. You got that going on, so they could definitely check that out, right?
Well, it's all the same.
Oh, so it's on iHeart and it's also on Apple. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's in motion already.
It's on all platforms.
It's on all platforms. Make sure y'all check that out and tell me a little bit about the consultant agency that I saw that you have.
JMC Management Group.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That's my baby. That's my baby. JMC. 17 years I've been doing JMC.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I used to do management, and then it just kind of turned into a thing where I decided I wanted to do consulting, because these artists, man, they're so ungrateful. You get, as a manager, you can work with them and put all the time into them, and once you get them to where they want to go, they think that they don't need you anymore.
Right, absolutely.
I'm saying,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So after experiencing that a couple of times, I went in and decided, I'm gonna do this consulting.
Yeah.
Because by doing the consulting, it allows me to go ahead and just charge a fee.
Yeah.
Money up front and keep it pushing. So, that works for me. And that's what we do over at JMC now. We do talent consulting. The artists come, they need this, they need that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it. If I can provide a service, I let them know, hey, this is the fee.
Right.
I don't take anybody's money if I can't provide a service. And it's always a timeline of what service I'm doing. This is how long it's going to take. And I never take anybody's money if I can't make it happen. So everything that I do when I usually take a client's
it's
money,
ethical.
All guaranteed.
Yeah. So he's definitely the real deal. Make sure if y'all interested in his consultant agency, the link is going to be in his bio on his Instagram. Click that, email him, lock in with him if you're interested in the consultant service. And it's so funny because I had a conversation with someone recently on my podcast, and he was telling me how he used to do management. And I said exactly what you said. I said, I noticed with a lot of managers, they'll start with new artists. They'll get it out of the mud with the artists. And most of the artists that are big now, whatever manager they started with, they never really, they go where the money is at, or they go where the machine is at. And that artist, that manager, I'm saying that helped get it from the mud. That manager is no longer with them, and the artist continues to catapult to the top. Yeah. So that happens a lot.
You artists out there, y'all, listen, ain't no using me. You got to pay to play. Talking about you want to get your shit on the radio, you want to get them spins,
right?
So you can chart in the Billboard magazine. Holla at me, I got you, but you got to pay to play.
Absolutely. That's a fact. Make sure y'all check Ricky out, man. He got some big things popping. All right. So we're going to go into a few. What you said?
I was telling them at JMC Management Group on Instagram.
Yes. JMC Management Group. Make sure y'all tap in. That's going to be in the description too. I'm going to put everything in the description so you can lock in with Ricky. We're just going to do like a few hot topics. I usually just get a little few hot topics. We're going to do a quick game and then we up out of here. Kanye West White Lives Matter. Tell me about this. What is your whole take on this whole situation with the shirt and what he got going on in the media now? Are you for this, against this? What is it
I
that you...
just feel like I love my white people and their life matter, but in this specific moment, you know what I'm saying, you know, with everything that Black people have been through here, I'm not about to play with these people.
So you feel
so it's like kind of like a mockery a little bit. We already know that white lives matter. We see it every day.
Yeah.
White privilege,
right.
you know, in America. So no shade or nothing like that, but
right. No, I get it. Do you feel like Kanye West is like weaponizing when he gets he'll kind of like weaponize Black issues and then turn around and weaponize white issues to kind of like for his own, I guess you can say, gain when he wants to do that? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that he does that or no? Like, what's up with him? What you think?
No comment.
Okay.
You know, I got love. I got love for you. You know what I mean? But I'm just disappointed like everybody else.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is weak. Like he's just doing a little too much. That's all.
Kanye is a genius. I love Kanye.
No,
but what I think is because sometimes when he explains why he does certain things, he can clarify things. I think before he jumps out and does certain like movements, he should probably do a few interviews and maybe go on his Instagram and explain why he's about to do something.
Now let me tell you. One thing about Kanye that I understand is that he's not going to do something. And it's not going to be for a reason.
Yeah.
So whatever he did, if it's some left field shit that nobody expects, he did it for a reason because it's a greater purpose. All pieces of a puzzle. He'll do one thing to trigger a reaction for this to trigger a reaction for that.
Right. He always has a plan.
You see what I'm saying? And that's just some Gemini shit because, you know, my brother Raz, you know, he's, you know, that's how his brain thinks.
Shout out to Raz.
Yeah, shout out to my brother.
Shout out to RAZ B. Are you a Gemini too?
Hell nah.
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio like Diddy.
Oh, I love Scorpios. Shout out to Scorpios. My mom is a Scorpio. Rest in peace to my mom. Her birthday is November 12th, and she's a Scorpio. And also one of my best friends, Tasha, one of my best friends in the world. Shout out to Tasha. She's a Scorpio too. Yep.
Hey, what's up, Tasha?
I know she watches the podcast too. So shout out to my homegirl Tasha, my favorite Scorpio in the world besides my mom. Yep. I love Scorpios.
Shout out, Mom, Alyssa, Dad, my sister Razia on set doing her thing on her first movie set. Man, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the homie Raj, my Stay Nerd Gang, Chance and Mikey. Everybody, what's up?
What up? The next thing, yesterday we was in a room, Ricky, and Duce had a room on us. The baby undersells. So, as y'all know, the baby, you know what I'm saying, he came out with an album and he sold about 86% less than his original, you know, his previous album. What you think right now is the reason why the baby is not really popping? We could just talk about this briefly because we really went kind of like, you know, in depth with it yesterday in Clubhouse. But
just the ongoing disrespect, just the constant conflicts in his life, and then, you know, disrespecting his baby mama like that with his little kid. You know what I'm saying? That hurt the sales.
Absolutely. So
even if he was just playing, even if she was threatening him or whatever, that was probably the best decision for him to make. It'll just look bad, you know what I'm saying, on camera, you know. So
absolutely. They're saying that his LPs, his previous LP, he sold 86% less. He sold 17,200 units. I mean, I agree with you. I said this in the room yesterday. I'm going to say it again. I personally think, you know, the antics, a lot of his fans are women. So fan base with the women, you know, that right there, that's something that, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to rebrand, basically.
Yeah, no, for real.
You're going to have to rebrand because when you lose the women, you losing like a big fan base right there. So he got to rebrand with the women and the music got to be better.
You don't want to lose the women, dog.
You don't want to do that. All right, we're going to play.
Man, without them, man, where's the support? Where's the love, man? Where's the nurturing?
That's a fact. All right, Ricky, we're going to play a quick game before we get up out of here because I ain't going to keep you here all night. This game is called Red Flag or Deal Breaker, all right? So I'm going to ask you a few questions. And this is presuming you're not in a relationship. This is just in general. Let's say you was dating somebody, all right? So you're dating somebody and your date is older than 30 and still has several roommates. Is that a red flag or red flag? Wait, what is it? Red flag or deal breaker?
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker. All right, you don't want no chick over 30 and she still has several roommates. All right.
Fuck.
All right, Ricky, you go out on a date and your date has an Android. Is that a red flag or a deal breaker?
Whoa. That was funny. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Ask me that again.
You go out on a date and y'all at the spot. You at the restaurant, you know what I'm saying? You take her to a nice little restaurant, you know. She pulls out, you know, her plate comes. She said, you know, I want to get a picture of this for the gram. And she pulls out an Android. Is that a red flag or a deal breaker?
Nigga,
or you love it?
Hey, my nigga, it's a red flag and a deal breaker. It's both.
Shorty, you need an iPhone.
It's like how fast can you run away? It's like I know this bitch and I just pull out an Android. It's like
what year are we in?
Like we already in the metaverse. Like what are you talking about?
I feel you on that. All right, you go out on a date. Shorty is bad. You bring her to the restaurant. You know, she's beautiful. She smells good. Everything is popping. And immediately she just starts trashing her ex the whole entire date. Is that a red flag or deal breaker or you love it?
It's a red flag.
Not a deal breaker, but that's something that you're going to be like, I'm keeping an eye on you, shorty.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
I feel like that too, because there's nothing worse than somebody talking about their ex the whole entire time and you trying to have a date and they just can't.
It's like first thing I'm thinking is we too old for this shit. So I'm like, that's the type of time that you on. Like
right.
Like ain't nobody got time to sit up here and talk about that shit. That's
right.
Like what do we like? Let's talk about some money. What are we really talking about?
That's a fact. So shorty, don't go on. You know, well he's taken, but if he was single, don't go on your date. Don't go on a date with Ricky Romance and talk about your ex. Like you're gonna be a whole dub.
Man, come on. All
right. So your date has a best friend of the opposite sex. So you dating this chick and her best friend is Ronnie. Yo, meet my best friend. Yeah, they talk every night.
At that point, I might just have some fun with her. But if that's gonna be her friend that she's hanging around with every day, it's a deal breaker.
I feel you on that.
It's like, no.
Yeah, nah. I feel you on that.
It's like, where's your bitches at? Like, where's your homegirls?
Right. like one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying, is of the opposite sex, but he be in relationships. Okay. So if I'm dating somebody, it's not like we constantly, you know what I'm saying?
Sitting on the phone with each other and shit.
Right, exactly. Got you. All right, so last red flag or deal breaker, and then we're going to do a quick game, this or that, and then we up out of here. All right, so the last question is, your date has bad vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? She's looking at the menu. She said, listen, I want the merlot and the salmon, and she pronounces the L in the salmon. She's like, give me the salmon and the merlot, and every other word out of her mouth is the F word. And her vocabulary is just, I mean, is that a red flag, deal breaker, or you love it?
Both. It's like, bitch, just let me just put my dick in your mouth and get out of here. Like,
oh Lord,
I don't want to be. We're not gonna be in no relationship together.
So he might use you. You might, you might get the pipe, but other than that, it's the dub for shorty. All right, Ricky. So we're gonna play a quick game of this or that. Players Club or Friday?
Friday.
Friday, okay. Biggie or Pac?
Pac.
Okay, he is LA, y'all. Hip hop or R&B?
R&B.
Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate? Assuming you don't have one already. I don't know if you do. Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate?
Finding my soulmate.
Aw, glass half full or glass half empty? How you look at life? Glass half full, glass half empty?
Glass half full.
Yes, love that. Bad breath or body odor? Shorty got bad breath or body odor. Which one you taking? You gotta take one.
Body odor.
Yeah, because bad breath is crazy. Boxers, boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Okay, horror movies or comedy?
Actually, boxers. Actually.
Okay, boxers. Horror or comedy?
Horror.
Okay, same here. Loud neighbors or nosy neighbors?
Loud neighbors.
Same. Okay, Netflix or Hulu?
Hulu.
Okay, night or what you watching on Hulu right now? Are you watching anything?
Not really.
Okay, but I feel like Hulu's doing better than Netflix now. The last Netflix thing I watched. Yeah, I'm watching American Horror Story on Hulu. The little stories that they have. Do you watch that? American Horror Story?
Yeah. Yes.
You know they coming out with the new season. It's gonna be
waiting for them to come out with some new shit. It's all that shit was old.
Well, I gotta send you something because they did American Horror Stories, like the little mini stories. They just came out with that. It's like 7 episodes. They came out with that. Like,
your boy on. Come on.
I'm gonna put you on. Yeah. And then the new season, American Horror Story NYC, that's coming in like 2 weeks. So it's gonna be in New York. Yeah, so that one is gonna be good.
I wonder how many episodes it's gonna be.
I don't know, probably like 10, like it always is. But the American Horror Stories with an S, like the little mini episodes they came out with, that one is like 7 episodes. I'm gonna send it to you so you can watch that. Each of the episodes is like a mini episode about something different, but it's the same producers, it's the same actors, but it's just like little episodes. Yeah, that's fun.
That's gonna be super lit.
Super lit. Okay, last one. Night or morning?
Morning.
All right, so he's a morning person. Listen, y'all, that's going to do it for us. Ricky, I can't thank you enough for coming to my podcast, season 2, and joining me. I had so much fun. Before we get out of here, anything you want to plug, promote, say it now, let the people know.
Oh, you guys just check me out. Ricky Romance, No Filter Podcast on iHeartRadio. Download the app. Check me out. Official Ricky Romance live on Instagram. Tap in with your boy. JMC Management Group on Instagram. Tap in with your boy if you need some help with your projects. Tap in. I'm down to earth. I work through word of mouth.
I love it.
Business.
Oh no! Something happened. Oh, are you back?
Speak. My business speaks for itself. Y'all tap in with your boy.
Yo, absolutely. Once again, Ricky, thank you so much. That's gonna do it for us. Like I always say, and thank you so much for just being so unfiltered, asking answering any questions, being so open. I really appreciate you. My audience appreciates you. Like I always say, y'all, you could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to be in Angie's world. And for that, I love you. I'm Angie, aka Angie's World. That's Ricky Romance. Ricky don't go nowhere, but we out of here, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Deuces.